Hello. I'm sure you probably watched my first week on my video diary. Unfortunately, I had a few things that happened, so I didn't manage to do week 2 or week 3. So anyway, here goes. So obviously week 1 you've heard all about, and I was feeling pretty good, and I just kept getting these shooting pains anyway. Literally the Monday night, so it would have been the Tuesday, would have been a week from my 2 weeks from my hysterectomy, and it was the Monday evening. I'd been really uncomfortable. I'd been feeling really bilious. I'd had really upset bowels. It'd been pretty bad, and I went to sleep, and I woke up and felt really, really wet, and I thought, oh dear, what's happened? And I looked, and I'd bled really heavily, lots of clots and stuff all over the bed. Woke my husband up. Cut a long story short, I basically was rushed into hospital, and I'd hemorrhaged. I was taken into accident emergency at Great Western Referrals. I tried to put cannulas in, but my veins had collapsed, so it was really difficult for them to do that. I then went into a crash room, which was quite scary, where you probably see on programmes, the resuscitation rooms, lots of cables, quite scary, people trying to examine me, didn't really know what was happening, all very, very scary. Basically went to sleep, and I had come undone, where I'd had a full hysterectomy where the cervix had been taken out. Basically that had come undone. From what I can gather, I think I'd been carrying around an abscess. The abscess ruptured, caused me to hemorrhage. I had a blood transfusion. I woke up in the theatre after the surgery. Felt really uncomfortable down below. Basically, they just fill you full of wadding down below, a huge amount. It felt like I'd got, to sound crude, but almost like a packet of crisps up there. It was unbearably uncomfortable. Managed to get some medication, couldn't get out of bed for 24 hours. Was well looked after, had a catheter, and just lots and lots of pain relief. The next day they took the catheter out. They then took the wadding out, which felt like it would never end. And then on the Thursday I came home. It's really, really scared me. I was really paranoid for the first few days, wondering, if it was going to happen again. I was terrified to go to the toilet. I became extremely constipated. Felt like I was going to give birth to a pineapple. Spoke to my normal doctors, who were really good, and put me on some Luxido, which sounds very luxurious. Luxido, laxatives. So I had that, eventually went, which was a great relief because I was so uncomfortable. And then I've just been resting. I felt really tired. I felt really worn out. I think some of that's to do with the blood transfusion. The moment I hemorrhaged, the pain that I'd had disappeared. So there was definitely something wrong, and I think it probably happened a couple of days after surgery. I'd not really done anything. I'd just completely rested. Today's my birthday. Sat here on my own. My husband's just gone shopping. Can't see anybody because of restrictions with lockdown. Don't really want to see anybody, if truth be known. Feeling a bit sorry for myself. Feeling extremely fed up that I can't really do anything. So today's Saturday, the 5th of December, and I think on Tuesday it will be, it'll be 4 weeks since I've had my hysterectomy. But on Tuesday it will be 2 weeks since I hemorrhaged. So, getting there. My boss has been amazing. I've struggled to do anything, and I mean anything. It's not a nice thing. It's a very scary thing. Yesterday I started bleeding again. After the bleeding had subsided, because I bled for a few days after and sort of petered off and took some antibiotics. And yesterday, being Friday, I started bleeding again. Again, I was just terrified that, I was going to hemorrhage again. Had a few pains. I'm now back on the lovely... oh no, not that way. Can you see? So on lots of those 30 tablets I've got to take, there's 21 normally in a pack, but I've got 30. So that's about 10 days more of antibiotics. I then have a blood test on Wednesday to check my bloods to see how the transfusion's taken. I am due to be starting back work on Monday, full time, which I'm a little bit nervous about, but it'll be what it'll be. I've got a great boss who's been really supportive, and I work from home, so I'm really lucky. But even just having the laptop on my knee, that was causing me problems, so worked out different ways of using trays and things. Husband always makes sure I've got everything I need before he goes to work, and luckily my daughter's at home quite a bit, so she's able to help me. But yeah, so that's where I am. So it's kind of like a week 2, week 3, almost week 4 catch up, but I would say this is sort of my week 3 really. I'm going to try my best to do another update on Tuesday. I'm also still on codeine, and I'm on iron tablets. Appetite's not very good. I know that was one of my worries, as I said in my first diary, was that, I was going to gain weight, but actually, I've actually lost weight. I've almost lost a stone in weight. I think that's due to the fact that I felt so queasy and sick and what have you, but yeah, I'm grateful to be here. I'm grateful that the ambulance, were quick enough to get me. I'd lost 2 litres of blood, so it's quite a bit to lose. If anybody's got any questions about what to expect with a hysterectomy, do get in touch, or, I don't know how many people have hemorrhaged, I'd love to make contact with people that have been in similar circumstances, and I've said before, I just don't think there's much coverage on hysterectomies and all the things that women go through. I think it's something that really needs to be spoken about more. I think some people I know just think, I had a cesarean, it's the same sort of thing. It really isn't. I've had 3 cesareans, I've had an astral birth. This is something completely different. And I've on groups, there's a fantastic group on Facebook called Hysterectomy Sisters, and the amount of advice and support that you can get on there are so many women that, that have to go through this procedure. I'm 42 today, and there's plenty of women a lot younger than me that have had to go through it, and probably far worse. But the one thing I will say is the doctors have said to me it's so unusual to get, a hemorrhage after a hysterectomy, and I don't want people to be scared to not have a hysterectomy because they're worried about hemorrhaging, It's so highly unlikely to happen, and I've been so well looked after. But yeah, anyway, look, sat here in my little chair. Look, I'll give you a little, see if I can spin round. I don't know if I can on the video, I don't think I can. But I've got my lovely Christmas tree, that's why you've probably seen all these flashing lights. I've not got some kind of flashing disorder. But yeah, anyway, hope I'm not bored people too much, and I hope you like my video, and, you take care, and I'll be speaking to you next week. Bye.